On this Lisbon food tour, we kick off with some typical Portuguese food at the local Tasquinha, continue with incredibly fresh Pastéis de Nata, then some more Pastéis de Nata, and then for lunch we hit one of the local places serving some incredible grilled chicken. After that, we continue with some more local and tasty Portuguese food. So, let's begin. Behind me is Tasquinha da Linha, and this will be our first stop in Lisbon. So let's go and check them out. We got seated at Tasquinha da Linha, and this place is quite small, local, typical hole in the wall, far away from the city center. And we came here to try some proper Portuguese food. While we are waiting for our food, it's good to go with some wine. Saúde! Our Portuguese food is here, and we got Cozido à Portuguesa, and this is a typical Portuguese dish with mixed foods, mixed meats. There's pork, there's beef, there's bacon, there's potato, there are carrots, chickpeas, there are beans, and some other things as well. Then we got bifinhas, the pork cuts stewed in a white sauce with some mushrooms. Then we also got a salad. Then we also got some fried squid rings with a couple of pastel de bacalhau, the cod fritters. Let's dig in, and I'll start first with Cozido à Portuguesa. But let's start with the blood sausage. Oh, it's so soft, it's so tasty. You can feel those bits of meat inside, all the spices. This sausage is truly delicious. Let's follow up with a bite of typical chorizo. Again, very delicious, typical Portuguese chorizo, very strong smoky taste, and let's chase it down with this potato. Very nice looking piece of meat, and I suppose it's a chicken. I will know for sure after I try it, and it will go together with this carrot. This is a chicken meat, quite simply prepared, but again, very, very tasty. There's some very interestingly cut in-house fries, and we had to order another two because obviously the first one went quite fast. Hand cut, in-house made, and very tasty. This looks to me as pork belly because there's nice meat on both ends and then there's some fat in the middle. Nice taste, not as juicy to be honest, but I will dip it now in this Cozido Portuguesa broth. This broth is quite tasty. There's a salt to it, there's other taste obviously coming from all this meat and vegetable that was cooked inside, so it really improves the taste of the food from this plate. Let's go with this all vegetable combination, some kale and some beans, and of course the broth. And finally, I get to try these pork cuts in mushroom sauce with some mushrooms on top. Again, no mistake with pork at this place. Nice and tender, juicy, tasty. sauce, mushrooms and rice, the complete package. Before going, we also got some traditional desserts, and we got chocolate mousse, and you can eat it in 3 different ways. You can eat on its own, you can eat with some coffee on top, or with this local liquor. But I will try first on its own. Very nice, very creamy, fluffy, proper chocolate mousse. But let me try now with the coffee. I can feel the bits of coffee under my teeth, but anyway, it's also very interesting. Completely different flavor now with the coffee. And I suppose the third one with this liquor is going to be just right. Yes, the one now infused with this liquor has that special taste. And I also have to try bolo de bolacha, the traditional Portuguese cake. Very nice layers, sweet, a bit buttery as well, quite nice cake. And this was our first quick stop in Lisbon, but of course we continue with some more different local foods. Behind me is a place called Castro, and we came here to try some local Pastéis de Nata. We are in one of the local very famous spots for Pastéis de Nata, Castro, and here they make pastéis on the spot. They also fill them up with this vanilla stuffing, and they are freshly made, freshly baked. So let's go. This is pretty much a new level comparing to ones we tried in Porto. And these are so delicious. The pastry is very buttery, very crunchy, fine. And then this vanilla, nice, hot, quite runny and very delicious. I think what this Pastel de Nata makes so great is that they're absolutely fresh, but obviously made up to all the best standards. Cheers. Let's try the second one, topped with cinnamon and some powdered sugar. With some cinnamon on top, it gets that recognizable cinnamon taste. With or without cinnamon, Pastéis de Nata are incredible pastry. Behind me is Restaurante Primavera, and this will be our lunch stop in Lisbon. We are in Restaurante Primavera, and this is a very local, very typical restaurant. And here it's all about chicken. We can see how it's getting prepared before the service starts, before they're open for the guests. And they do the typical Portuguese churrasco chicken, the whole ones on that spit, or the ones opened on the grill. And they work like machines. They're very fast with cleaning and preparing this chicken. We made our orders and we're gonna start with the soup first. The name of this soup is canje, and this is a chicken soup with this typical soup pasta. Very tasty soup, very strong taste of chicken. These chicken shreds here, it's salty enough, and then this pasta inside really melts inside your mouth. Our chicken is here as well, and we ordered the whole chicken from the spit, and we also ordered the half portion, the one from the grill. So let's start. The smell is incredible, and I went for the whole chicken because it really looks amazing. The meat has very nice color, there's this very thin and crunchy skin on it, and as you can see, it completely falls off the bone. So let's go. It's so soft, it's so tasty, and then the skin outside, crunchy, a bit salty. This is really a perfect chicken, and the thing that I like is that there's no that char on it, so this was really perfectly roasted. Let's combine it now with this orange rice. This is some seriously tasty rice. It has some very nice taste. I don't know how they achieved it, but it really goes perfect with this chicken. Let's try their fries as well. The fries are decent, not the best that we tried in Portugal, but they're okay. Now, we cannot call this Piri-Piri chicken without some Piri-Piri sauce on top. So, let's go. Piri-Piri sauce improves the taste of the chicken, but it's also so hot, very spicy, quite strong. It clears your throat, it opens your sinuses, probably fixes some other things on the way. Cheers. Let's try and put this Piri-Piri fire down with some Portuguese beer, Saúde. I moved to that open grilled chicken, and let's try it. Very soft and very tasty, but not as juicy as that chicken on the spit. I think this is the main advantage of the chicken on the spit. It keeps that moisture, that juiciness. Nonetheless, good. But then I will, after this bite, go with a drumstick. I suppose drumstick is much better. This is something I learned in Porto, that with this type of chicken, the drumstick and the ribs are the best parts. And this one has very nice skin. There's a char on top from that grill. So let's see. Yes, there's no mistake with the drumstick. Quite strong smoky taste, very crunchy skin. It has been grilled on that charcoal, so you can taste everything here, and quite good. And I'll have to give it another go with a Piri-Piri sauce. It's quite an experience. This was quite an amazing lunch in a very typical local churrasqueria, local restaurant. We really enjoyed this chicken. My favorite was the chicken on the spit, and the Piri-Piri sauce is also quite an experience. So now we're gonna continue to our next place. Of course, we cannot start our day without some good breakfast, and we are here at this local pasteleria to try some of their local pastries, something we can recognize like pão de Deus, the God's bread. And I also got something that looks like lanche, but it's a bit different. The stuffing is the same, cheese and ham, but actually it's a puff pastry. Kids got bola do Berlim and chocolate croissants, so let's start. There is similarity to the northern Lanche Labrador. The pastry is quite dense inside, that yellow color coming from egg yolks, but then on top is quite crunchy with this puff pastry. But then the melted cheese and ham, it's really tasty and another very good breakfast option. Let's go now with my all-time favorite, pão de Deus, the God's bread. It's a decent pastry. There's that sweet coconut spread on top. The pastry is so-and-so. It cannot really match the one that we ate at Nova Europa Confeitaria in Porto. That one was really out of this world. This one is just passable, barely passable to be honest. A bit dry as well. Completely different story than the one that we ate in Porto. The kids were quite happy with their croissants and donuts and everything else, so this actually wasn't a bad start to our morning. We are in the historic district of Belém, and we're also going to make a stop at Pastéis de Belém. Since we were nearby, we had to stop at Pastéis de Belém, the most iconic Pastel de Nata place in Lisbon, where it all started, the first shop starting to make by the recipe from the nearby monastery, the famous Pastéis de Nata. The place is just over touristic, it's full, it's hectic inside, but anyway, we had to try them and compare them to the other Pastéis de Nata that we tried before. For a takeaway, they pack them in this very nice looking box, telling you the complete story of the beginning of Pastéis de Nata, and you also get a pouch with cinnamon and powdered sugar. So let's give them a go. I'll try it first without cinnamon. The pastry is quite crunchy. That vanilla stuffing inside is nice, tasty, but to be honest, they cannot come close to the Castro's, and it's not like that the Castro's pastiche are better by margin. They're noticeably better. The pastry has that nice buttery taste, better crunchiness. Even the vanilla stuffing is quite better. I mean, this place has a tradition, has name, has a bunch of tourists coming in to buy. But Castro, even if it's in the city center, has better Pastéis de Nata. Let's try it with the cinnamon as well. The taste is better with the cinnamon, but I just want to mention the pastry again. It is kind of fatty, but really not as nice as in the Castro. I didn't expect this much difference, to be honest. Cheers. I'm quite happy I managed to try Pastéis de Nata here at Pastéis de Belém, just to compare. This is like the most famous place, and actually the Pastéis de Nata, even that we ate in Porto, in some ordinary places, were better than this. And not to compare the Castros here in the city center, which are really next level. These are the best Pastéis de Nata that we tried. They were fresh, so tasty. That pastry was buttery, crunchy. Here at Pastéis de Belém, the pastry was quite bad. The vanilla stuffing was okay, not bad. But overall, probably the worst Pastéis de Nata that we tried. So this is what marketing and hordes of tourists does to some places. They make them famous. This place has a history, has a name, but doesn't have good Pastéis de Nata, to be honest. We are in beautiful Ajuda neighborhood, and behind me is Rota dos Petiscos, and we're gonna stop here for some tasty bites. This is a very small and local place, but it has some amazing smell of food once you come inside. And we made our orders, and they're very famous for these oval plates stuffed with some delicious foods. We also got some drinks, and while we are waiting, I'm gonna enjoy some local beer. Cheers. As an appetizer, we ordered queijo fresco, or the fresh cheese. So let's go with the first bite. It's so soft, it's so light, mild taste, and it's not very salty as well. Quite nice local cheese. Our food started to arrive, and we got these beautiful plates stuffed with aleira, the Portuguese famous sausage, topped with fried egg, then some fries in the middle, and then some salad on the end of this plate. And then the second one with a beef steak topped with a fried egg, some fried garlic, and some sauce, and also some fries. So let's start with aleira first. Steaming hot aleira sausage with some fried egg. Let's go. Very crumbly and crunchy skin of the sausage, but then inside that beautiful, tasty, succulent meat. Just amazing. The egg, of course, improves the things. Let's try some of these in-house fries. Hand cut, nice and starchy in the middle, crunchy on the outside. Excellent. Next thing to try is this beef steak with a very runny egg yolk. Very tasty, nice, tender, juicy. You do need to chew, but again, this is a good quality meat and prepared up to perfection. Every bite is better than the previous one, and it really goes well with these fries. But I had to go back to this incredible aleira sausage. Different types of meat inside, nice, juicy, and then very crunchy skin on the outside. This is very skillfully prepared, and it's so tasty. Another prato, another plate is here, and this one is loaded with fries, loaded with cheese and bacon. These fries are probably not the authentic Portuguese food, but the ingredients are, and it's incredible. Like all the previous dishes here, just incredible taste. This place is quite small, as I mentioned, but it is quite busy. There is only one waiter and I suppose only one person working in the kitchen. So you do need to wait a bit once you order your food. But once your food is here, oh boy, this is a pure joy. This is some incredible and very tasty and freshly prepared food. We also got some pastéis de bacalhau, or the cod fritters, with some rice with beans and topped with a couple of cherry tomatoes. These are so fresh, so hot, out of the fryer. Inside, very soft, full of that cod meat, very crunchy on the outside. Quite delicious. Let's try it topped with this rice. Let's try the rice on its own. And for farewell, we got baba de camelo, the traditional Portuguese dessert. Wow, quite sweet, quite tasty, has that taste of a caramel, but probably something else as well. What an incredible food at Rota dos Petiscos, made with a lot of love and great skill. An incredible food and such a great surprise. We really and truly enjoyed it. This was some top quality, top level local food. And with this, we also end our Lisbon food tour. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next time, all the best.